Hello, my name is Owen, and today I'll be doing a quick review of Erik Larson's Thunderstruck. What I want to do is give a brief overview of what the book is about and tell you things that I liked and tell you things that I didn't like. Before we get started, I just want to apologize for the boring background. I just moved into a new place, trying to figure out decorations and the best place to film and stuff like that. But going straight into it. Okay. Thunderstruck follows two concurrent storylines. As always, Larson writes nonfiction. This is a nonfiction piece. So it follows two real-life stories of Dr. Crippen, who is London's second most famous murderer behind Jack the Ripper, and also Marconi, whose invention furthered wireless communication and stuff like that. So yeah, it follows those two stories and how their lives intersect. Usually Larson's books have two or more storylines that usually weave in and out of each other. Going into things that I liked, as always, Larson continues to be the best way to read nonfiction. He makes it read like it's a fictional story as best as he can, which is always so helpful to read. His writing style is very easy to understand, easy to follow, and not boring when he can help it. Which kind of leads into things that I didn't like. As you can tell by the title, I was disappointed by this book. Mostly because I felt that the story just wasn't that interesting. He hyped it up as much as he could. He tried his darndest to make you think that it was interesting, but don't get me wrong, there's moments, especially towards the end of the book, with how the murderer gets caught and the detective and all that stuff. But the murder itself doesn't happen until probably halfway through the book. And it's coming since you read the back of the book. So you know it's coming. It's just kind of a lot of build up, a lot of backstory, which is you need to do it for nonfiction, and it's helpful a lot of the time because it adds, depth and richness to the story. But then it happened, and then there were some interesting scenes, but it wasn't worth the price of admission almost. It's a 300-page-ish book. And also the Marconi storyline was just boring throughout. He doesn't seem like that great of a guy, nor was he that interesting. And the worst part was for me that usually Larson does a fantastic job of weaving these stories together at the end, like I said earlier. And they do connect, don't get me wrong, but it's almost very tenuous the way that they connect. It's not as as a convergence as his books normally are. Which is unfortunate, and it's not his fault obviously because it's history, so he can't make up a more dramatic combination of stories. But it just I understand why he picked these two storylines, because it's clear that the murder plot line is the one that he was interested in telling. So he chose the Marconi to complement it and weave it together. But because the Marconi line is so boring and the connection itself was even so tenuous, it kind of just falls flat at the end of the book. So this is the fourth Larson book I read. I also read Spud in the Vial, which is my first review on the channel, so check that out. Devil in White City, In the Garden of Beasts, and then this one. So this is four. Definitely the bottom of my list. I think that if you want to get into Larson, you could skip this one. If you're a Larson fanatic, like I'm becoming, I guess read it. It's nothing amazing. Like I said, it's not bad though, because Larson's a great author. But yeah, it wasn't that great of a story, if I'm being honest. And I'm sure that his other books are better. I think one of his books is Dead Wake. I think that's the next one I'm going to hit. But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted, and thanks for watching.